Okay, so we're gonna start with the arteries. So starting with the aorta right here. This is the ascending aorta, which turns into the aortic arch right here, and then goes to descending aorta. So of the three branches on the aorta, the first one right here. Actually, the first one right here is the brachiocephalic trunk. It's coming out right back there. It's probably broken, but it's right there. And then next we have the left common carotid, and that turns into the external carotid and internal carotid, and these are all arteries again. So the external carotid will then split into two arteries, and that is the facial and the temporal. Going back down to the aorta, this last branch right here is the left subclavian artery. And then, should I just go down this way? Okay. Moving down the arm, the left subclavian will turn into the axillary. That's around the armpit. There's no real distinction right here. So just know subclavian and then axillary right by the armpit. The brachial is right down here, and that's like where your brachialis muscle is. And then you're imagining this in anatomical position. So this would be your ulnar, and then your radial arteries, and this is on the left side. And then the ulnar has the superficial palmar arches, and the radial connects to the deep palmar arches. So superficial goes to the ulnar, deep goes to the radial right there. And then going back down this way. What's the best way to do this?
Yeah.
Okay. So going down we have the descending aorta right here, and then the pulmonary artery is this. Pulmonary arteries, is that correct? Mm-hmm. Pulmonary arteries are here. Intercostal arteries are right here. And then we'll go down a little bit. This right here is part of the descending aorta, and this is of the thoracic. So this is the thoracic aorta, and then abdominal aorta is right down here. But it's again all part of the aorta. So going up into here, this top one right here is the celiac trunk. That splits into three parts. So all the way on the left goes to the splenic artery. So that's just going to the spleen. The skinniest one up here is the left gastric artery right there. And then the right side right here is going to the common hepatic. Is that correct? The common hepatic?
Yeah. And then it goes
common hepatic, it goes right here. Then the common hepatic will split and turn into the, I don't know if you can see this, hepatic artery proper, which is up here going into the liver, and the gastroduodenal, which is right here. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. We all agree? Okay. Right below that is the superior mesenteric artery, and the superior mesenteric also splits into three that we are knowing, right? So we have the right colic right here, which is this little skinny part right there, the middle colic right there, and then the ileocolic right there. And then this middle colic connects to the left colic right here, which leads us back into the inferior mesenteric. So the superior mesenteric has the middle colic, and the inferior mesenteric has the left colic. And then the inferior mesenteric, do we just have to know?
that's it, just the left.
Wow, that's easy. Okay, inferior mesenteric, only the left colic is what we have to know. Okay, working our way downtown, I guess. We have the renal arteries right here, and I will show on a different model where you can see these better, but they're just right there. Then working our way downtown, we have the common iliac arteries right here. That's just where it splits, and then where it splits again, you have the external iliac artery and the internal iliac artery. And then moving down, you have the femoral artery, and then this right here where it splits off is called the deep femoral artery. Then working down a little bit more, we have the popliteal right here, and then we have the anterior tibial, is that correct? Anterior tibial is right here, and then you have the posterior tibial is this one. No? Posterior?
Fibular's on the outside, remember?
This, oh, I'm backwards. Fibular is this one. Posterior tibial is this one.
Because we only have to.
And then do we have to know the feet? The feet, oh yes, the feet are the dorsalis pedis. So these are dorsalis pedis. And then that's all the arteries that we have to know, right? Okay, we're going to be doing the veins now. So starting at the heart, this is the superior vena cava. And then this is the right brachiocephalic and left brachiocephalic veins. And then the brachiocephalic, just like in the arm, will turn into the right subclavian, except on this side we actually do have a brachiocephalic and then going into the left subclavian. Now I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom because veins are working backwards and then they connect as they go up instead of splitting as they go down like the arteries. So I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom of the leg. So it's kind of messed up and it's hard to see a little bit, but you can kind of get the idea. So we have, starting at the bottom, we don't have to actually know these feet right here, but this right here is the posterior tibial vein, and then right behind it is the, nope, I said that backwards.
Yeah, wait a second.
Anterior in the front, that was dumb. Anterior tibial vein, posterior tibial vein, and then the posterior tibial vein is connected to the fibular vein, which is this one that's cut right here. So posterior is connected to the fibular. And then the other one on the bottom that is not in an artery form also is the small saphenous right here. That's this one that goes sort of out of the back of the popliteal right there. And then this huge one is the great saphenous vein, and I believe that this is the longest vein in the body. So fun fact for you. And the great saphenous and the femoral veins merge to form the external iliac vein, and then the external iliac and the internal iliac merge to form the common iliac vein. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Common iliac. And then we are in the abdomen. So this is, do we know this as the abdominal vena cava, or it's just, no? Okay, so this is part of the inferior vena cava. Working up a little bit.
Is that it? No.
So we have 3 veins that are going to form the hepatic portal vein, which is starting right here and goes into the liver. And those 3 veins are the superior mesenteric vein, the inferior mesenteric vein, and the splenic vein. So the superior mesenteric vein is right here. The inferior mesenteric vein is right here, right next to the inferior mesenteric artery. Same with the superior, right next to the arteries. And the splenic vein is also right next to the splenic artery. So the splenic, inferior mesenteric, and superior mesenteric all form to make the hepatic portal veins, all veins. And then after that, I don't think that we need to know anything else in this whole area, except for the renal veins, except those will be easier to see on different models, so we'll probably be asked on different models. And I'm just gonna jump over to the arm. So starting at the bottom, we don't need to know these hands, do we?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So the deeper veins are the ulnar and the radial. So this is our ulnar vein right here. And this is our radial vein right there. And the ulnar and the radial, just like in the arteries, they merge to form the brachial vein. And then I'm going to go superficial now. So from the bottom, we don't need to know these, but this right here, this little V area right there and there, is the median cubital vein. And then the median cubital vein goes into two. So this right here is the basilic vein right there. And then this is the cephalic vein right there. So we have the basilic vein, and then deeper you have the the cephalic vein, deeper you have the brachial vein, and then you have the basilic vein. And then these form to make the axillary vein, which is really short. It's just this part right here. So that is the basilic and the brachial forming the axillary. Then you have the right subclavian. This is all the right arm. Right subclavian, which will then turn into the right brachiocephalic, which brings us back to the superior vena cava. And then going up, the superior vena cava will split into the right and left brachiocephalic artery or veins, which will then change into, it'll branch into the external jugular vein and the internal jugular vein. And then we cannot forget about our pulmonary veins, which are red right here. So that's these two right there, pulmonary veins. And that's the only red veins on our body.
No.
What?
Do you know why they're red or no?